In the past, children used to play in the open field before or after school hours, but now our children keep indoors before the TV or computer. They watch TV or play games on computer. They think that they are not spending time in idleness. Though this is not the wastage of time, it is the spending of mental energy. They do not, খেয়াল করো, they do not undergo any exertion physically, and as a result they become mentally tired, and with this mental tiredness they sit to prepare their lessons. They cannot give enough attention to studies. On the other hand, those who spend time in physical exertion return home with cheerfulness. They can read attentively with freshness of mind. A farmer is the real বিতে আনসার দিয়েছিলাম আমরা idleness. Exertion, yes. 7. A farmer is the real producer. মুবাশির হোমওয়ার্ক করে নাই না? তাহলে কলম দিয়ে চেক করছো না কেন? Real producer of food grains, but he does not get the reasonable price of crops. Moreover, if there is any bad harvest because of natural calamities, his sorrows know no bounds. The rural money lenders do injustice to them. They make money and exploit the farmers in an unjust way. They are malpractice to succeed in their process of exploitation has been very prevalent in our country since the British regime. The shrewd money lenders take the advantage of the simplicity of farmers. The colonial administration did not lay importance on the interest of the farmers. A shrewd means cunning. Ours is an developing now. Is a developing and acha একটু কথা but developing দিলে কি an আর্টিকেলের সাথে মিলে? সুতরাং undeveloped কিংবা underdeveloped শুধু ডেভেলপিং না, undeveloped কিংবা underdeveloped country. Our economy mainly, I am খেয়াল করতেছো, mainly depends on agriculture. So majority of the people of our country are farmers, but they are economic. আনসারটা হবে economic, এবং economical দিলে মিনিংটা অন্যদিকে চলে যায়. Economic is related to economy, but if someone is economical, the person is a bit miserly. An economical person does not spend more than he requires. He rather spends less than his standard requirement. Miserly মানে কৃপণ টাইপের, কম খরচ করে মিতব্যয়ী. Economic condition is not good at all. They should be made economically solvent, though they are the real, they plural, so producers of crops, they are not duly paid the reasonable price. A syndicate of middlemen is responsible for the manipulation of the price. They are so united and powerful that farmers cannot stand against them. To keep in memory, you can write and rewrite your lesson, and if you need, you write it many more times. When you read for memorization, you should read loudly so that you can listen to your own voice. In this way, if you study with intensive care, you can attain much progress in your studies because this process helps you to get the lesson imprinted. Imprinted on your memory. If you read, প্রিন্ট তো কাগজের পেজে প্রিন্ট করার, ইমপ্রিন্ট মানে কোনো কিছু স্থায়ীভাবে গ্রথিত হওয়া, খোদাই করা বা স্থায়ী শেপ দেওয়া, যেমন আমার ওই বেঞ্চের আফসানের নামটা স্থায়ী শেপ পেয়ে গেছে, ইমপ্রিন্টেড হয়েছে। Get the lesson imprinted on your memory. If you read silently, you will need more time to memorize. Again, you should not read so loudly that other students or persons feel disturbed. Memorization power can be enriched by repeated practice, but we should not forget that memorization kills our creativity. All the students of the class do not remain present every day. So students are absentees. To remain absent is to miss some lessons. They are negligent of their duties. They are irresponsible. They are irresponsible. It is their foolishness and consequently they become backward students in the class. They fail to cope with other students, and lastly they develop a feeling of inferiority complex. A time comes when they become misguided to leave studies and ultimately become dropouts. So we should be careful about them. Careful. Debate is an art of speaking. Its practice helps the debaters to speak logically. It teaches argumentation. You cannot defeat your opponent if you speak illogically. And argumentative speaker can beat the opponent in the competition. Debate also helps the speaker to be creative. Debate also smartens our participants. So we should encourage our students to take part in debating competitions. Now there are many organizations to arrange debate competition among students of different schools and colleges. Fashion designing is a popular occupation. The designer can show his or her innovative ability in designing. At present, there are opportunities of higher studies in this subject. Nowadays, unfashionable garments are not in great demand because people like to be fashionably dressed. So fashion designing is gradually becoming a very profitable profession. Many institutions conduct different courses on fashion design. তুমি কি দিয়েছিলা? Institutes plural চাইলে টিক দেওয়া যেতে পারে। There is now tough competition in fashion design market. Now it is impossible that Wasif Mahdi, hey, go to that side. তুমি এর সমস্যা না। Impossible that an uneducated designer will find any place in the competitive market of fashion design. Sound health is the outcome of physical exercise in a regular or regulated form. Irregular or unregulated. Irregular or unregulated form of exercise or over-exercise. Or over-exercise is injurious to health. Remember that if you take physical exercise, you must not be irregular. So exercise must be taken regularly. It is otherwise, physical exercise will be, if it is otherwise, physical exercise will be harmful to health. Then health will certainly break down. Irregular exercise must be avoided. We should be cautious of this effect. People, next, people of our country go abroad in search of fortune. Some people go for higher education. They want to acquire expertise. Most people who go abroad like to stay back in order to earn. Some go for research work. Research work, some become westernized in their lifestyle. They forget their originality of Bengali culture. When they return to our country, they become westernized in their thoughts, and mentality. Thinking দিলে ছোট্ট করে একটা টিক দিতে পারো। দিবে। They display this শব্দ হচ্ছে কেন? কেন? They display some activities which are unknown to our people, and thus they become object of criticism. They display. Answer to the questions in the examination should be to the point. You should not enlarge your answers unnecessarily. When you write main ideas, you can shorten your sentences. Unnecessary elaboration of the answers is simply a wastage of time. This sort of answer displeases the examiner, and they get examiners যেহেতু পরে they আছে, and they get irritated and do not want to give high marks. So our students are advised to be cautious to this effect, and they should not write any irrelevant point in their answer. You should be friendly নাকি unfriendly হবে কেন? 15 D was elaboration, আর ইতে হলো wastage. You should be friendly with all in the class. If you are unfriendly in your class, nobody will mix with you. If you are unfriendly in your class, nobody will mix with you. Unfriendliness have. It is unfriendliness. C-তে friendliness বা friendship. Friendliness or friendship is a positive quality, whereas unfriendliness is a negative aspect of your manners. You can have friendship with all by being friendly. Moreover, friendship will bring for you many other benefits. A student who is unfriendly becomes lonely in the class. He does not get anyone to ventilate his spellings must be plural, and thus he or she remains unexposed, which causes a lot of harms later on. The headmaster is all in a school. He is the president of most of the internal programs or administration. If the headmaster is inefficient, he cannot become a good administrator. He cannot exercise his powers properly. As a result, his colleagues do not want to obey him properly, and thus many malpractices may occur in the administration. A headmaster must not be inefficient, and he must maintain both honesty and neutrality. In the past, dictation was a routine work. That is, the pupils would write at their teacher's dictation. Then the dictated piece of topic would be checked and rechecked. Thus they could learn spelling and word meanings. Students could follow the pronunciation of their teachers and make correction in case of misspelling. This practice should have continued, and this was very beneficial for the pupils. Today, the dictation to writing is not practiced, and for this reason, our students cannot write speedily, and they also commit many mistakes in their written presentation. The examined scripts are scrutinized to see when their answers are unmarked or overmarked. It can also be undermarked. Okay. The scrutiny is made also to find out if there is any answer left unmarked. তাহলে B তে হলো undermarked, C তে overmarked, D তে unmarked. And for this purpose, the scrutinizer works a lot. The function of a scrutinizer is very troublesome. He is to remain careful while performing his functions. If he becomes careless, there is every possibility of an examinee being deprived of his or her due. A good writer may be a good reader. A good reader may be a good speaker or make good recitation. তালা থাকবে, লক আপ করা থাকবে না, খোলা যাবে। Nothing of this is impossible for a man if he is not indolent. The main thing is sincerity and seriousness should also be taken under consideration. If a man is serious and sincere, he can make the impossible possible. If we become serious in our intention, we can shine in any field of life. Number 21A, malpractice in different walks of life is eating into the morals of our irrational hole to morals থাকে না. Irrational people, they only hanker after wealth and make money. Okay. Irrational. Morals of our irrational people. Irrational. They only hanker after wealth and make money. Many of them take to antisocial or unsocial activities. They are untouchable and unpunishable because of their power and position. They are socially so powerful that their power seems to be almost unlimited. But even then, we should not be fearful of them. The more we fear them, the more powerful they will think themselves to be. We must face them in a body, and if we can do so, they must be defeated. It will be by us. Number G was socially powerful. 22. 3 number answer বলেছি, রিপিট করেছি, পাওয়ারফুল। 22. Some students proposed to have a picnic every year. The headmaster said that it was a good proposal to have a picnic annually. He had a meeting with the teachers. Some teachers disagreed with him in respect of the proposal. They mentioned that as they had education, co-education, co-education in the school, they would co-education boys and girls একসাথে পড়ে যায় স্কুলে. They would probably face some problems to maintain discipline. They also opined that in case of indiscipline, many unwanted things might happen. So they disapproved the idea of having picnic annually. Instead of that, they came out with the idea of having picnic in alternate years. So at last, this proposal was accepted unanimously. Middle class or poor people like to buy things from a discount shop. In discount shops, costly things are put on sale at a lower price, but still they think it profitable for them. Even if the sale is unprofitable, they sell out their things because keeping them unsold is a loss. So we always focus. We always find a rush of customers in these discount shops. Expensive items are very much unavailable in these shops. Fashionable customers never rush to these shops. They think it more profitable to buy costly items at a high price. You must not submit your application unless it is signed by you. The application will not be called for interview. Sorry, the applicant will not be called for interview if it remains unsigned, because the man who applies for a job must be the signatorer or signatory. Many applications are rejected for not being signed by the applicant. So before submitting the application, a candidate should ensure that his application has been signed properly. You must do what you say. If you cannot realize your promise, people will not trust you. If your actions are unjustified or fiable, both are correct, people will disbelieve you. If you have once lost your credibility, you are surely doomed to be a failure. So to maintain people's trust is our duty, and to break the same is an unsacred task. Let's try our best so that people trust us with every activity. Entrust us. কি নাই, দু একটা গ্যাপ হলে ওটা ওই অপশনই ছিল না। You will lose your dignity because of your unjustified activities. Your popularity will be on the wane, and a sense of disbelief will grow in the mind of the people. So if you want to be a social worker, try to be trustworthy by being as good as your word. Moreover, you must be an unselfish worker. Selfishness, selfless মানে হলো সেলফ নাই কিছু। Unselfishness is one of the demerits of your character, but most of our people suffer from this. Most of our people suffer from this disease. Selfishness creates bitterness among us. We must encourage everybody to be above personal interest, and only then we can achieve development. 26 to 40. Allah Hafiz. 26 to 40. PDF দিয়ে দিচ্ছি। PDF দিয়েছিলাম। 26 to 40. আল্লাহ হাফেজ। পড়া আছে?